I've been waiting to get my hands on Subnautica 2 for a few years now, and there was a bit where I was scared I'd never get to. So when I saw the release date for Subnautica 2, I could hardly hold my excitement. Let's just say I'm glad that finals were last week, because when Subnautica 2 came out a few days ago, I clocked in a solid 9 hours on my first day, and a 9 hours again on the next day. I was glued to the screen the entire time. I've completed everything there is to do with this early access version of the game, so I'd love to share with you the highlights of why I think Subnautica 2 is a worthy successor to Subnautica. To start off, this game is absolutely gorgeous. The first thing you see after you get out of your life pod for the first time is this massive tower of coral, infection, alien material. I'm not really sure, but it's really cool either way. It's another reminder of how small you really are in comparison to the vastness of the ocean you find yourself stranded in. Once you dive in, you see how diverse the colors of this new alien planet are. All of the colors complement each other and create a game that's just stunning to look at. I think a big reason for the graphical difference between games is the switch to Unreal Engine. But aside from the colors, I really wanted to talk about the models. In the prior games, many materials looked quite similar. Even if they had different models, they were not super appealing to look at. In Subnautica 2, they had a massive overhaul to the looks of the ores found around the planet. Titanium went from a gray blob to a more rectangular shape. In this game, silver is sharp and pointy as opposed to Subnautica 1's shiny blob. And copper is transformed into a jagged, pointy crystal shape that is easily identifiable. This again is a major improvement to Subnautica 1's dull blob? Why are they all blobs? Either way, what I'm trying to say is that the resources in this game are easily identifiable from each other. As someone with colorblindness, I really appreciate it. Another aspect of this game that I bet is overlooked is the voice acting. This game did such a good job on improving the voice quality from the previous games. I'm not saying that the prior games had bad voice actors by any means. In fact, I really loved them. It's just that Subnautica 1 recycles a couple of voice actors 3 or 4 times, which caused a lot of confusion for my first playthrough. In Subnautica 2, the voice actors all have very unique different voice actors with a good portrayal of emotions. I found myself really getting attached to specifically the French one. I don't remember her name, but the way that she delivered her lines just felt really captivating, and I just was excited to have more dialogue with her, and I was upset when it was cut off due to the power loss. Now I'm going to get into some of the quality of life improvements for the game. For starters, the food and water requirements are not as tedious as they were in Subnautica 1. The water slug, this game's splatterfish, can be found and collected very easily, as they're slow-moving, bright-glowing blue fish that contrast with the red seagrass that they usually live in. This really helped me, as again, I'm colorblind. The light blue bladderfish blended in too well with the light blue water you're supposed to find them in. The other thing I noticed was the ease of collecting food. This game has many unique crafting recipes for on-the-go eating. Most of them require for you to find a certain variety of fish to be turned into high nutritious to-go boxes. My favorite was the 3 Moon Tamaki, as it boasted 60 food and 15 health restored. Collecting the 3 different kinds of fish found all over the starting area made it really fun. It was like a little side quest to get my food in. Next on the list of quality of life changes that I adore is the changes to farming materials. First of all, they get rid of the RNG hell that is the outcrops. We all know how it felt in Subnautica 1 to go searching for copper only to find titanium after titanium in the outcrops. Well, in this game, the outcrops have been completely removed. Instead, they just have the ore laying out on display. This speeds up the process by a lot because you don't have to do the swing animation to break it open, and you can assess if you want the material from a distance. On top of that, they have installed larger outcrops that do require a swing, but they yield 3 of the material, and again, it shows what the material is from a distance. Oh, and hey, do you remember those drillable rocks in the first Subnautica that you only mined like 5 of because the mining tool is attained only a few hours away from the end of the game? Well, they're back in this game, except they become available much earlier via the game's new tool, the Sonic Resonator. Upon use, the large outcrop instantly gives the player about 5 of the material type. I mean, like it's vacuumed right into your inventory. My final point as far as resources goes is that ingots only cost 3 ore to make now. That's a 7 ore difference from the first game. This is on top of all the glazing I did for the model changes, so I'm very happy with the state of farming in Subnautica 2. This is a smaller thing, but it made the game feel so much better to play. That is, the UI design. The overall UI design is great in every aspect. Going from inventories to crafting to storage is so buttery smooth. I don't have a lot more to say about it, but I hope that the footage you've been seeing this whole time speaks for itself. A big annoyance I had throughout my first time of playing the first Subnautica was the action of going through 7 chests just to craft a new item. This would be fine if it was just from time to time, but in Subnautica you're constantly crafting new upgrades to your gear. However, this has been completely fixed in Subnautica 2. When crafting, it'll pull from item storages in your habitat without the need to have them in your inventory. However, if you still pull some of these ingredients out of the boxes by habit, you have no need to worry as it prioritizes your inventory first. This takes out a lot of the time grinding of going from storage to storage to find the silver for a wiring kit, the copper for wire, and the titanium for blah 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 blah. This is also very nice for those people who just want to throw all their items into random chests without any regard for sorting. Heathens. So overall, I really enjoyed the second Subnautica. I feel like it's a perfect example of the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They didn't make any major gameplay changes, and only small pushes in the right direction for the sake of gameplay flow. I hope y'all enjoyed my first quote-unquote real video. It was the first time with OBS for me, DaVinci Resolve, and I guess Subnautica 2. If y'all have any ideas for the videos or what I could do better in the future, please let me know. Oh, and real quick, tell a friend that you care for them and ask how their day was. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.